Okay, everyone, welcome. Stock market technical analysis. Let's get into the charts. Again, we're looking for trade ideas that make money. So that's all about what this channel's really going to cover. So give me a thumbs up, guys, as I go along if you find some value in the content. I do appreciate that. We're going to start out with triple Qs, which is the tech sector. A couple things going on that I'm seeing right now. No sell signals. We're in an uptrend. If you look at the daily chart, we've got kind of this uptrend that we've been in really since about October timeframe, and we just continue to kind of walk up that uptrend on this daily chart. However, when I zoom in and I get to the 1 hour chart, we do have negative divergence. So here it is right here. You'll see here on the RSI, we are making a lower high in momentum on the RSI and a lower high here on the PPO as well. And so lower highs in momentum, and yet we make a higher price than the former high right there. So price is moving higher. Momentum has not moved higher yet. So this new high in price is not the same high on the momentum. And if you look at the RSI, it's starting to turn down right there. As I zoom into the RSI, see how it's starting to turn down? So we're starting to confirm that negative divergence on the hourly chart. Now, what does that mean? Well, if going back to the daily chart, that has me kind of looking for a short trade on a break of this trend line right here. So you'll see this line, I got it kind of marked right there. Okay, I'm looking for a break of that level as the next sell signal. On the hourly chart, you can kind of line that up. And so I need to see a break. Right now, it's about 399.50 or, somewhere right in there. Nice impulsive breakdown of that support line will be the next sell signal. Until we get that, we're in an uptrend and we're continuing to go higher. SPY, the SPY really looks the same. I haven't been too watching the SPY as much just because the FANG stocks have been rallying, and I'll point those out. But here's SPY. Here's your hourly chart. There's your uptrend line. Again, we don't quite have, the negative divergence is there. If you look here, we are making a lower high on the RSI and a lower high on the PPO. We don't have a new high in price. We have kind of an equal high. We did make a slightly marginal high just within the last hour. So we can say that's negative divergence. But again, no sell signal, no reason to short. So if you're long, you could just stay long, maybe tighten your stops. And if you're looking to short, I'd wait for a break of this trend line right there. So that's all I'm looking for on that one. Small caps, IWM, really holding in this area where the buyers should be at. So you can see I've got it circled from the video I put out a couple days ago. We're right in that area where the buyers should be at. They're not impulsively bouncing yet, but we're likely just going to close the week right in this area, kind of keep everyone guessing. So this is likely going to carry over to next week. A bounce from this level, which is what I would expect, I suppose, because we are at support and would be bullish, and then a breakdown is the sell signal. So I just really look at today's lows. If you go to the hourly chart, just a impulsive breakdown from today's lows. Right now, that's about it's about 232.75, we'll call it. FANG stocks. So looking at Apple here, we got a breakout in Apple, and that happened really yesterday. I didn't put out a video yesterday. I just had some things going on. But here's a breakout. So the level, the former, this is basically your former level of resistance, 3,549, call it 3,550. You can see that I have it marked here. We held as resistance once, held as resistance twice. We broke above it, failed, but now we're back above it. So can't take anything from that. It's bullish. And yeah, until I see anything different, that's bullish. So we'll move on. Google continues to move higher, just trending higher until I see a breakdown of this level, or just continuing higher. Now we do have negative divergence on Google. You'll see here on the daily how we're downtrending in momentum. So we're kind of building this trend is losing momentum essentially. That's what this divergence is telling me. So I'd be looking for a break of this level, a break of this support trend line right there. but until we see it, you know, maybe just tighten stops if you're long. Moving on, Microsoft. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything in Microsoft right now that it's just continuing to uptrend. We do have some negative divergence on the hourly chart. When I go to the hourly, you can see that we're basically starting to build that negative divergence here. If I can get it, it's basically right in here. Sorry, I can't quite get my line there, but we're downtrending in momentum while price is moving higher. That's really all I see. I'd look for some of these others to give us a tell. Facebook. Yeah, Facebook also has, Facebook broke trend. I think it's doing a counter trend rally right now. So Facebook has a bigger pattern, which is this big bearish rising wedge right here. See that wedge? And we broke. So there's your, we got a sell signal and a clear breakdown. Looks like we're going to come in for a counter trend bounce. And I think at some point in time, we'll likely start to roll over and continue the downtrend. But that could take, weeks. To resume that downtrend, weeks, maybe even months. So I could see us going higher from here until we get rejected. Look for, right now I don't see any signs of a rejection, any kind of breakdown candle or reversal candle on this one yet. So in short, FANGs look bullish to me, and if the FANGs look bullish, the market as a whole is not going to break down. We're not going to get a major sell signal in the market with the FANGs holding up or with the FANGs rallying. So we'll look for other areas for different trade ideas. Let's look at the KHC, a long trade. So this one I've been long. We have bullish divergence. So if you'll see here on the RSI, clear bullish divergence. We're just kind of extending that. And on the PPO, it's there as well. Let me expand that out. You'll see here uptrending. So we're making a new lower low in price, just a slightly lower low right in here. We gapped down on, I don't think there was any real news or anything. The chart just wanted to gap down. So we gapped down, made a new lower low, but a higher low in momentum on both momentum indicators. So this is a new divergent low, likely a point where you'd want to be buying, at least in my opinion. The support range is right in here too. It's right about 35.40. We're just under it, just a hair under it by a couple pennies, 15 cents or so. I think this is the area. I think we're likely just running stops right now, and the buyers are going to be in here buying and bid it up. So I actually added to a little bit of my position down here, and we'll set a stop somewhere below. If we start to continue to lower, I'll just stop out. Otherwise, I'm looking at this as an area, this divergent low as an area of support, where you'd likely want to be buying for a bounce and a rally higher. So I still like it down here. This is a short trade setup, not actionable yet, but definitely a setup. This is net. So again, on the daily chart, coming off of March 2020 lows, you can see we created an uptrend line, held support here, finally broke. It's not the best uptrend line, but we've had some validations from below. So we broke, and then we've been hitting it as resistance ever since. You can see and then recently, right in here, we're just trading right on that trend line. We haven't bounced and recovered it. We're just kind of chopping through it. So it's kind of a chop zone, not an area I'm interested in taking a position yet. But the things I want to point out, if you look at the hourly chart here, we're creating this, kind of this bearish rising wedge basically. But we're trending up in price, and yet momentum is clearly starting to drop off on the hourly. See that right there? We're starting to drop off. And same with the PPO. It's clearly there. And if you look at the daily, it's pretty obvious. See how we're moving up in price, just grinding higher, and yet momentum is just diverging lower on both momentum indicators. So that tells me we're going to get a reversal or a breakdown. What I'd look for on this one for the sell signal or a reason to short, because I am looking for it, but it's just not there yet, would be a break of, right now we've got this kind of lower support line right in here, maybe. So some sort of an impulsive breakdown from this level right in there. You get a breakdown of that trend line on the hourly chart. I think that's your next sell signal. Likely going to come in the form of a gap down, but we'll see. So that's a trade setup. Again, not an actionable trade. I don't have a position on this, but I'm watching it. Okay, let's flip over to gold. Gold futures, GC. So again, we're coming into support. There's some really good support right in here at about 1837, 1838. And you can see that was former resistance. 1, 2, 3, held that. Finally, we broke out. So we do have a breakout, but it looks like we're coming in for a back test. There's a clean breakout coming for a back test. This is the area. This should be support now. So a little bit lower, and that would be the area that I would likely, add to positions. As far as I can tell, gold is a buy the dip market right now. So I'd be looking to add on add on dips down to support. Again, still looks bullish in my mind. Here's gold bullion, same thing. You can see there's a breakout, come in, back test. They might try to undercut it. Maybe you look for just a little kind of brief little undercut and then a recovery. That's what I would expect would happen. But anywhere down there in that area is a buy, in my opinion. And I'll wrap up with this one, VALE, volley. So we are just barely under a support level, and you can see here I've got it kind of circled. Right now we're just trading right under this trend line. So this trend line, if I go on this daily chart, comes all the way off of the 2016 time frame. You can see we basically held support right there, and then we are there right now, so right under it. So I think we're going to recover. I think this is just going to be a quick little dip below, run some stops, and then likely recover. One of the reasons why, so I think we're going higher from this area. And one of the reasons why I like it long in this area is because you got bullish divergence. So we keep making new lower lows in price right into major support with momentum moving higher on the RSI. And here it is on the PPO. Clear bullish divergence. See how we're moving up there, and yet price was continuing to drift lower. So I like it here. I think we're going higher. This looks like a buy area. I'm likely going to add. I have a position in this. I'll probably add if I see a recovery of this level. About 1174 is where I'm looking to probably add. Again, guys, if you're new to the channel, check out my stock market technical analysis course, link in the description below, and I will catch you guys on Monday.